All right, it's Jay. How's everybody doing? All right, can everybody hear me okay? All right, I can see you guys today, so it's a good day. Sometimes, for some reason, Zoom doesn't want to cooperate, but hopefully everything goes well today. There's so much going on in the news, so much going on in the world. I think we need to start out with hallelujah. We're alive today. Oklahoma had been in the heat wave, and we got rain. So Oski rain. So that is really nice. It's so nice to, I don't know, when you walk out of the building and it's 100 plus, it's like all your energy just drains out the door. I was joking with somebody. I was walking out and I was like, oh my gosh, I just feel just so hot. And I said, my energy is just being drained. And I just started like sinking down. I'm like, oh my gosh, chocolate melts in the sun. We were just standing there laughing. I said, I used to be 6 foot tall. And my husband's like, oh, so that's what's wrong with you. Anyway, all right, so let's go ahead and start our class with the song. Like I said, there's a lot going on. The Mvhayvs are running all over the place. I'm trying to learn and share and make sure that I share with you guys what I've learned and trying to do it the correct way, but there's so many different ways. And like I tell you guys, sometimes you'll see it one way or another way. One of the Mvhayvs said, oh, this is the way. And then I was taught a different way. So I'm trying to weed through everything and show you the way that to me makes sense. And if it makes sense to you in a different way, then just do it that way. All right, so let's go ahead and let's sing our song, and then we'll get started from there. Let me know if you can't hear it. Was good. Sometimes you just need to sing and feel the energy of the language and of our words and of our songs. So that's really empowering and uplifting for me. So I hope you guys feel the same. I don't know how I got in module 2. Let's go back. All right. So we are in week 4. Next week 5 and the following week 6, and then I'll have 2 weeks off to prepare for another class. So I'm not sure where we're gonna head next, but we've done so many conjugations. You guys are just picking up so fast. It's exciting, but then scary because I'm like, oh my gosh, you already know this. But that's okay. It's all exciting. As you know, I'm still learning, so when I try to learn new things, I try to share with you guys and talk to the Mvhayvs, and we're just sitting there, they're helping me learn at the same time. All right, so there's a lot that we can go over today, and I wasn't able to type something up, so I'm going to try to use the pencil and write very simple sentences with the words that we already know. And I'll do that at the end. So we'll go over all the stuff that we need to go over, and at the end, I'll write the sentences and see if you guys can figure out what I'm saying. And see what is it, first person, second person, or third person. This is just kind of a challenge because we've been learning a lot of cool things. All right. And then depending on where we're at, maybe the next couple of weeks, I'll throw module 1, 2, and 3 in there. So that'll really challenge you guys to go back and look. I think, you know, sometimes we need to be challenged out of our comfort zone to learn things. And I know I've been challenged a lot in teaching because, like I said, I'm still learning. And there's more than one way to do the same thing, and more than one way to say the same thing. And I'll just let you know this. I have some new words, and I asked a couple of the Mvhayvs, I'm like, well, I know we don't have a word for happy birthday, but how would you say happy birthday? And they both wrote down 2 different ways, and I was like, but I have one that's recorded, and the other Mvhayv who said it differently, she wasn't here, so I have to find her and have her say happy birthday in the way she would say it. So, and like I said, those are just part of the things that, you know, learning the languages is people say the same thing in a different way, which isn't wrong. It's just now I got to learn 5 different ways instead of just happy birthday. But that's okay, because that broadens our vocabulary and our learning of the Muskogee language. All right. So here we go. Again, I'm just going to go over this because we are going to go over the templates. First person, second person, and third person. Just before, like I said, at the end, I'm going to write down some sentences. You guys tell me what it is. And, you know, and sometimes you have to, I have to do this all the time. Sometimes you have to work with what you know. You know, if you know, like the word for hombida, and you see HOMP, you're like, okay, hombida means to eat. And then you just kind of process of elimination, almost like when you're taking a test. They teach you process of elimination in public schools, how to take a test. All right, future 1 tense. Again, future 1 tense shows that someone is going to do something. There's no L grading in future 1 tense. We've only had L grading in module 1. So I haven't, I'm still learning our language, and I am going to continue going to college, but I haven't taken the next class, so I haven't learned if there's any other tenses where we have L grading. But, you know, when I find out, I'll share it with you guys. Future 1 rules: drop the ETV, add the person marker, add the tense marker, ahan. This must be an old one because it doesn't have all my notes on it. And then add the person marker, I, it's, or nothing. Add your declarative ending, S or ES, which means am, are, and is. All right. I keep revising and revising and going back and revising, and sometimes I forget to delete the old ones that I've already revised. If you can see, my husband always gets on me. He goes, "You got too much stuff on your desktop," and I'm like, "But that's that's comfortable to me, and I know where everything's at unless he moves it." But I don't know. I hear, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, I hear a lot of creatives have stuff all over the place and it looks like a mess, but in their mind, they know where it's at. And case in point, my daughter was saying, she was reading on something, and it's kind of funny because it is for the same thing for us. So I guess a young woman's boyfriend was saying, "Hey, where's the eye drops?" And she's like, "Okay, eye drops." She goes, "Okay, you go in the bedroom, on my side of the bed, right behind the dresser, because it fell down, are the eye drops right behind the dresser." He walked in there, went in there. It was exactly where she said it was, but she knew where it was. It wasn't in the cabinet, but she knew where it was. And she said, "Put it back so I know where it's at." So I don't know. Like I said, I think a lot of creatives are like that. All right, classroom terms. I don't know. Key thoughts. Have a seat, legibus. Say it again, Hadam Magas. And the reason why I go over these is because we need repetition. And again, I still have this with the speaker speaking it. So like I said, I'm still learning. I'm gonna sound a little choppy, but that's okay. I'm getting better. I can hear it. All right. Amanagus. Help. And I'm Amy. I remember you had said, you had spoken Muskogee, and you could feel the power of it. I feel the power of our words as well. Right. Mvhayv. Listen. Hijas. Look. Bekonas. Stop. Mahaya, teacher. Chihijayat, Hidi dos. It is good to see you. I did that better. I can feel it. I can hear it. I did that better. So I know if I'm progressing, you guys are progressing. Hien or leges, put it here. Jogahija, student. Anki Thetska. Do you understand me? Woo! Like I said, little excitement. All right, Amy, she's got her paper. Excitement. All right, let's see if this is gonna. Yes, come on, let's work.
Kistax, Legibus, Hadamagas, Amanagus, Mvhayv, Hijas, Ficunus, Mahaya, Chihijaya, Hithitos, Hian Uhlejas, Chugahija, Angitiska.
All right, so you see how we're trying to get to sound. And like I said, this is on the Google Drive. You guys have access to it whenever you're thinking about Muskogee. Or like I told Mr. Davis and all the students that are on my Friday class, get your phone, play that, record on your phone, and you can learn a little at a time. You're sitting in traffic, just hit the button and you've got your classroom terms. And the cool thing about it, I know this one doesn't have the English version. I'm trying to put the English version to everything. So whenever you play it, it'll say, Kithucks, I don't know. Legibus, have a seat. Because when you're driving around or we're riding around, you don't have time to look up what you just said. So, and that was one of the things, and like I said, we're all learning, and I'm learning. Me and Mvhayv Barnett are learning this one board, one screen. I'm learning Canva. You can see all the colorful things, but it's just a learning situation. And somebody was, I'm older, started my education older, and people are like, what are you doing? I'm like, well, you never stop learning. Even if it's something as simple as your phone, because your old iPhone is no longer working, because I just got rid of my iPhone 6. So that tells you how old my phone was. And then I had to learn the new version. So the upgraded version. All right. And the day sentences that I had put out there, I'm doing a lot of nature, because I when you speak in Muskogee, you feel more connected to the nature. And I'm trying to learn more about my surroundings. And I just get up and say, Mado, Hasaganamasi Mado. And just, thank you for being alive, because we're still here and we still have a chance to learn. All right, so this one is Bita Estoidoa. How is it outside? Kasapidos. It is cold. And if you remember this, the first time I presented this, I put the kasapit os and I changed it to kasapidos, because that's how a lot of our speakers speak. So it's easier when we're talking about some things, because sometimes they're like, wait, and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to teach like a lot of our speakers around here speak, but just to know, you can put kasapit os and it still means the same thing. And I've learned it both ways. Heidos, it is hot. Mujaneta heidos, today is hot. Mujaneta kasapidos, today is cold. Mujaneta hidosi, dos. Today is beautiful. Orderly dos. The wind is strong. And wherever you're at today, you can say one of these sentences for whatever it is outside. I know Mojaneta Hidosi dos. Today is beautiful. It's not raining, it's not hot. We already went for a walk. Sometimes our office goes for a walk. So I can say Mojaneta Hidosi dos. Today is beautiful. So we can go, we've got phrases for today wherever we're at. So this is something to just practice every day, even something as simple as one sentence. All right?
Fitta estou door. How is it outside? Kazapidos, it is cold. Heidos, it is hot. Mujanita heidos, today is hot. Mujanita kazapidos, today is cold. Mujanita hithosidos, today is beautiful. Hodale yichidos, the wind is strong.
All right. I like our speakers when they're speaking. They've got such richness, and like I said, when I hear, and he's got really powerful voice. So some of these all of our Muskogee, you have to go chocolate, and I showed you guys that my little chocolate video, and we still laugh at that. And I think she downloaded it. But it is I did finish August words, so it is in the August words for the chocolate. It's the very last one. All right, so dos, it is. And the ones in red, if you see the ones in red here, those are new words. And if you look at the very musta, that's Creeklish, because there wasn't a word for mustard, and that was the second to the bottom, musta. So Sosega, Mayo. I don't know where they got that one from, because that doesn't look like it's Creeklish. All right, so dos. Coffee, dos. It is hot coffee. And I put under here, like I said, I like to try to educate on what you're saying. So the literal translation is coffee, hot it is. So you see that underneath the syllable breakdown. And the one in blue is the English translation, so you know what you're saying in English. So coffee, dos. Coffee, hot it is. And in English, it is hot coffee. All right. Coffee, kasapidos. Coffee, cold it is. It is cold coffee. Coffee, lustidos. Black coffee it is. English is black coffee. Nihaheidos. It is hot grease. And I didn't put it underneath the English translation. I mean the Muskogee translation. So grease, hot it is. You can write that under the red part. Grease, hot it is. But in English it is hot grease. Wagabizi nihalanidos. So it is yellow butter. Wagabizi niha is butter. And the literal translation is butter, yellow it is. So you can write that underneath there. I forgot to, when I started introducing new words, I forgot to write the literal translation. All right. Musta lanidos. It is yellow mustard. And you see, the literal translation is mustard, yellow it is. And you see, like I said, mustard, musta, that's Creeklish. They didn't have a word for mustard. All right. Sosega, kasapidos. It is called mayo. Sosega is mayo. And so the literal translation is mayo, cold it is. All right. So I was thinking, if you already said something about the weather, it is hot, it is cold. Now you can say something about your morning coffee. It is black coffee, it is cold coffee, it is hot coffee. And funny thing is, I love hot coffee, even if it's 100 and something degrees out. I just cannot, I tried, I really did. Tried to drink cold coffee with ice cubes in it, and it's just not me. It's just not me. But the funny thing is, I can drink hot coffee that got cold, and I'm fine. But as long as I don't put ice in it, then I can drink it, but I just cannot drink the iced coffee, even when it's hot outside. And I grew up with all kinds of coffee. And another funny thing is, we didn't have enough money for soda or pop, whatever you want to call it, or any of the sugary drinks. So they would put coffee in my bottle with cream and just a little bit of sugar. So that was what I'm going to say a lot of Native kids around my age, that was our sweets. That was chumba. That was the sweets we were able to have. All right. Before we go on, does anybody have any questions or anything that they want to say or anything they want to add? Okay. All right, so here's our infinitive verbs. And these are infinitive verbs from modules 1, 2, and 3. Yahegeda, to sing. Boheda, to hear. Opanyeda, to speak. Opanayida, to speak, to talk. Hojejida, to write. Ohonanyeda, to read. Hagekida, to cry. Atheda, to go about. Adotkeda, to work. All right, come on.
Yahegida, Bohida, Abonayida, Hojejida, Ohonayida, Hagekida, Athida, Adopkida.
All right, so like I said, I always like to follow up with the speaker speaking. Right, so that's infinitive verbs. I'm just gonna go over the infinitive verbs right now before we sit there and we break it down. Like I said, I've got a little bit of a, at the end, we're gonna do an exercise. We're gonna see who remembers what. Is it first, second, or third, and what am I saying? So I'm gonna challenge you guys today. Another of our infinitive verbs is litkeda, to run, nojida, to sleep, legida, to sit, yakabida, to walk, walkida, to lie down, akobanida, to play, obanida, to dance, daskida, to jump. You can see that this is an older infinitive verbs because I don't have the breakdown. And on to sleep, nojida. I learned the spelling from this one in college, but when I looked it up in the dictionary, it's Nucetv, and I will have to go back and change that. As we learn, I still try to go back and update some of our old handouts in case you want to go back and revisit them. All right.
Litkeda, Nojida, Laigida, Yakabeda, Wakida, Akobanida, Obanida, Daskida.
All right. It's always nice to hear, like I said, our Muskogee words. And here's the last of our infinitives. I'm still looking at trying to find new infinitives, but we're working with these. They're interchangeable with all of our templates. So we're still good to go. All right. Huithida, to stand. Ayida, to go. Ayida, to make. Nizida, to buy. My favorite word. Humbida, to eat. Iskida, to drink. Ijida, to see. Gethida, to learn, to know. All right. And one of the things that I was talking to Mvhayv Barnett about is humbida. I guess the reason why that's my favorite word is I always think of family. We're sitting down, eating, having a good time, just chillaxing, humbida. It always comes with good conversation with our family, and my kids are old enough to where we have in-depth conversations. All right.
Oideda. Ayeda. Hayeda. Desira. Ombera. Eskera. Ageda. Geseda.
All right. Good job, good job. All right, so we've gone through that. Let's see. Let's go ahead and do our nature words. And hopefully that sound comes through for you guys. Let's just go over it quickly here, and then I will play the speaker to say the words. And you see I have the breakdown on this, so you know this is a newer handout that I had. Asi, sun. Athisi, moon. Bahi, grass. Ido, tree. Itudi, hatki. Itudi, thako. That's all for snow. Owa, wiwa. They both mean water. Hotoli, wind. And that's like I said, that hotoli, you got the hotoli. Hotoli. Wind, you hear people, and I still hear people to this day, totally. If you look at our Muskogee sounds, the Muskogee alphabet, there's the O doesn't make the O sound, it's oh, like the oh. So that's why now I tell some of the speakers, I could catch some things, I'm not gonna say, hey, you're wrong. I'm just gonna, just smile, because everybody's on their different language journey and nobody needs to be shamed. I'm trying to make it as comfortable as possible to speak. If you say something wrong or, which is not quite there, you're gonna, you continue your journey, you're gonna realize, hey, I've been saying that wrong. But that's okay, because we all do that. Like I said, when I went through college, I learned Hadam Chihichaklis. Hadam Chihichaklis. And I didn't realize that was just for one person. So when I got here, they're like, oh, Hadam Chihichaklis. More than one. See, we're all learning. And like I said, I don't shame anybody. I just know if you're on your language journey, eventually you'll come to the realization, hey, I've been saying this wrong. And and that's for, that's your own journey. I'm not gonna shame anybody. Don't shame me. Because, seriously though, I mean, I have people come up to me and tell me I say things wrong all the time, but that's okay. Because I'm to the point where I'm comfortable with myself and say, okay, thank you for letting me know. But if I'm truly lost on how to say something, I'll go ask one of the speakers and we'll sit there and talk about it. But I don't get offended when people come in and say, you're saying this wrong, because I am over 50 and I know I don't get offended. You get to a certain age and you've got that strength, you're like, thank you for letting me know, and then just say, just walk on. I told my husband, I'm like, I got to the point where I'm like, thank you for letting me know. And then I just, if I think I'm in the wrong, I'll go ask a speaker. But if I know how I learned it is the way I learned it, then I'm fine with you telling me I'm wrong. But if the speaker says I'm wrong, then I will change. All right. Okay. All right. Well, I got off track. Okay. Dotka, fire. Igana, earth. Suta, sky. Hachi, river. Hachiji, stream. Galaswa, Gojojumba, star. Aholoji, cloud. Hodolifako, hurricane. Itudi, Nithka, hail. Ido isi, do wisi is leaf. Ido, okay. Okay, I just got off my rhythm here. Ayadicha, nature morning star. Right. That one's the one that's new to me. So if you look in the dictionary, the reason why I have more than one is because that's how it is in the dictionary. And like I said, if you say hitudi for snow, and somebody says hitudi hutki, and they're telling you wrong, I just say, okay, thank you. But you know, it's got different ways in the dictionary. And remember, the dictionary is not always 100% because it's only that big, the book's only that thick, and Muskogee is a lot to put in one book, and that's with any language. So, all right.
Hasi, sun. Hasi, moon. Bahi, grass. Ido, tree. Hirudi, hutki. Hirudi, thako, snow. Uwa, wiwa, water. Hudali, wind. Tutka, fire. Igana, earth. Suda, sky. Hatti, river. Hachuji, stream. Kulaswa, star. Kojajamba, star. Aholoji, cloud. Udali Tako, hurricane. Hirudi Niska, hail. Iru Isi, Luisi, leaf. Hayadija, morning star.
Hayadija, okay. That one for some reason threw me today, but so now we've got our words. I'm using some of the vocabulary that we had before in my final sentences that I'm going to write in a few minutes. And here are some new words. I had fun because I like color, so I threw everything on. All right, I see Amy clapping. Yeah, woo, I just love color, so it helps me remember too. All right, nature words. This is our second nature words. Sunset, hasaklatka, sunrise, hasosa. So when I looked up sunrise in the dictionary, it had hasosa, but I think one of the Mvhayv said that also means east, you know, in the directions. And they gave me another word for sunrise that they would use, but this is what's in the dictionary, and I can share that with you later. I had already made this by the time that we had talked about it. So this is one way to say sunrise, and there's another way, which one of the Mvhayvs said, and I will put that in writing and I will show it to you as well. Sunshine, pasoti, yeah, it's the o, not o, pasoti. Sunflower, hasihija. So it looks like hasi is sun, hija, you always think of student, but sunflower, hasihija. Ladybug, loja puswoji, and loja. Who knows what the word loja is? Okay.
Turtle.
All right, turtle. So if you think of ladybug, you see that picture right there. It does look like a turtle shell. So, all right. Butterfly. This, like I said, I'm learning. This is new to me. Dofoloba. Butterfly. And I've got her speaking it, so we'll hear how it's supposed to sound. Happy birthday. Now this one is new to me because like I said, I had another speaker and she had it and I was practicing, and like I said, all the speakers are here and there, so I had to get another speaker. She goes, oh, this is how I say it. So this one is really new to me. Chotolobi nita afachkera. Lobi, Nida Afachkida. All right, so those are our new words. Like I said, you're having your coffee, you're at sunset. You can say Mado, Pasaklaka, Mado, sunrise, same thing, sunshine, when you're walking, ladybug, butterfly, you can name them by name. I bet once you start getting into naming things, like Amy said, and like I feel is, you can feel a reciprocation. They're like, oh my gosh, you just spoke my name, And these are things that are not said, and they cannot be defined by science, but it's out there. All right, let's go ahead and see if we can hear it.
Hasatlaka, sunset. Hasosa, sunrise. Hasoti, sunshine. Hasihija, sunflower. Loja buswoji, ladybug. Daphaloba, butterfly. Chotolobi, netta, afachkida, happy birthday.
All right, so those are our new words. This is also on the Google Drive, so whenever you get a chance, you can go back and review how to say that, and you can just remember, oh, butterflies, ladybug, sunflower, color. I love color on our nature. Anything, I remember the pictures, and then sometimes that makes me remember the words. And however you can learn and remember, do it. One of the techniques one of my sons taught my other son, because he had a test, and it was in history, and he's like, well, say this word and do this. So he said the word and he did that, and then he said a whole sentence and he kept doing his head. You can see over there. So it was some kind of quote that he had to remember. So he would say a quote and then he would do his head. He would say the rest of a quote and he would do his head the other way, and then he would say the final quote and then you just kind of do this. And my son that was being taught how to remember stuff like this in class, when he had to remember it and he had to recite it, he had to do his head movements because that helped him remember. And the teacher's like, what are you doing? Because he's like doing this and doing this and doing this. But he said the quote. He said, I can't say the quote if I don't do my head, because that's how I remember it. And it was just so funny, but he did get an A. But like I said, however you can remember it. And I forgot what that's called when you do parts of your body and do your head. I forgot what that's called. You remember?
Kind of like physical response.
Yeah,
Kinda like
physical response.
Kind
Yeah.
of have that physical to remember that.
Yeah. So, and I do that with color. That's my way to remember things, was with color. All right, so let's go over the templates. We have, okay, templates right here. And remember, I'm just gonna go over one with you guys, because like I said, I have some sentences that I'm going to write on there. And I'm gonna have you guys try to decipher what I wrote, and what I said. So let's go ahead and I will take an infinitive verb. And we will go step by step. Okay, all right, so. Funny thing is, I'm not as tall as some of our other Mvhayvs, so I'm gonna have to stretch a little bit. So let's go with Daskida, which is to jump. Jump. All right. So you've got Daskida, to jump. All right. You drop that back down. Daskida, you take the ETV off and you get your verb stem. And I've heard people say the root when I was reviewing some of the other teachings. Some people say the root, but you can also say verb stem. All right, no L grading. Drop everything down. Dask. You add your ahan because you're going to. All right, dask ahan. Drop your verb stem down again. Dask ahan. Add your person marker. We're talking about first person. I am doing something. Dask ahan up. All right. And then see clear. And right there, all right. So I got a got an observer today, little nervous. No, she's always helping me, Mvhayv Barnett. Okay, oh, a little bit too high here. So we added our person marker right here. Things are falling down. So that's and we added our person marker here, and you add your S, which means am, are, is. Drop it all down. Das kahanes, verb stem, going to. And person marker. I am doing something, S. Means am, are, is. Okay, das kahanes. All right. Like I said, I'm just gonna do one of each, so we can review. We have, be able to review what we're gonna look at in a minute. All right, so here again. The things switching back and forth. And let's see if it doesn't now. Nope. Switching back and forth is kind of a chore here. That's okay. Das kahanes, I am going to jump. Yep. Remember, this is first person because we're talking about I. And it also shows right here, I am going to jump. So das kahanes, I am going to jump. All right. All right, Christy, Gija, please. Mujinetta, Mvhayv, always. Mado. All right, Mado. All right, so that's how we use our first person template. So like I said, any of our infinitive verbs, plug and play, plug and play. Yeah. As soon as I start teaching, of course, somebody calls. All right. All right. Okay, does anybody have any questions before we go to second person? All right, so like I said, we're only going to do one of each, just so we can refresh before I write these sentences. Right. All right, so now we're going to do Hijra. Let's see. All right, Hijra, to see. You drop your ETV right here. You drop your ETV, you get your verb stem. It also, like I said, I heard people call it the root. Here you go. Just drop it all down. Each ahan means going to. Each ahan. Right? Okay. So like I said, we just drop everything down. Each ahan, it's right here, it's right here means you. So that second person, you. You add your person marker, you add your declarative ending. Each ahan, it's is right there means am, are, is. Verb stem, each ahan, it's guess. Each ahan, it's guess. Did I say that right? Hijahan, it's guess. Okay. Oh. weird. No, it's not these. Okay, so now I got it. I wish they made this part a little easier instead of having to stop and go through, stop and. There you go. Verb stem going to is right here. It's you means this means you. E-T-S-K. So go ahead and take that out. You is and it's S or ES, which we am are is each on its guess. I am going, or this is should be you, sorry. You are going to see. Yeah, see Mvhayv Barnett was sitting there, I'm like, woo. So he Jahan Itzkis, you are going to see. All right. So that's how we conjugate for second person, and the last one is third person. So if you have a template, you know, you can write along with me and figure this out. But once we know the long way to do it, I'm going to start showing you the short way to do it. And but you'll know what each little part of the sentence means. It's second person looking for third person. Here's third person. All right. Oh. Okay. Annotate. Let's see. So let's get another one. Let's go to Legida. Needs to sit. L-I-K. And then you got your ETB to sit. L-I-K. You drop your ETB, you get your verb stem. And like I said, it also, I heard it called the root. You go ahead and bring everything down, leg and haunt. Going to means future tense. That's where you add your future tense right there. Leg and haunt. Leg and remember to keep my steps in order. This is my placeholder. Open and close parentheses. So in this placeholder, you can add she, he, it, or they. All right. Take a han placeholder, and then you add es. The reason why you add es is because this isn't really there. And so right here, the N, if there's not a vowel, you add a vowel. That's why we added es. If this N was not here and A was the last thing, you would just add S. Because you don't put two vowels together. That means am, are, is. Legahan, legahanes. Legahanes. Again, like I said, this isn't really there. It's just a placeholder. When I was taking notes, when I was learning how to do this, that's the placeholder that I have. So remember your verb stem, it's also called the root. Ahan means going to. Person marker, third person. There's really nothing there. Means she, he, it, or they. So legahanes. You see in here in the final version, right here, there's nothing there like we have up here. Because this is the this is what it looks like, legahanes. That's how you know that it's third person. If it was first person, you would have an I. And probably S, yeah, IS. If it was second person, you'd have it. So this is first person, second person, And then nothing there is third person. All right, so legahanes. He, she, it, they. He is going to sit. She is going to sit. It is going to sit. They are going to sit. Right? Anybody have any questions? Does that make sense? Like I said, this is the long math, long version. The cool thing about the way that you're learning in this way is you can say, you got your verb stem, you've got your going to, so you know what ahan means. You know that there's really nothing there for third person, but you know that this es right here means am, are, is. All right, so you know different aspects of the sentence, which if you didn't learn this way, you may not ever understand that part. That's why I like the long version, because now you know what each little thing means and each part of the sentence. All right, let's see, annotate. I haven't practiced this, so I'm not sure where. Okay, so I didn't have a blank piece of paper, but we can make do with what I have here. And here are my sentences. All right. So again, these are simple sentences. I know that there are other rules which can be applied to the sentences and be spelled a little bit different. So let's see. Okay, oh. All right, I did. I gave you the infinitive wrong. All right. So. Goodness gracious. Let's try this again. You're all right. I have all my notes. I look at the wrong note. Okay, H. All right. Totally Bohanitskis. All right, can somebody unmute or type in a chat? Is it first, second, or third person?
Second person.
Second person. All right. Oh, I see two. All right. And the reason we know that is because of that. Totally Bohanitskis. Totally Bohanitskis. Does anybody want to try to tell me what this sentence means or what it's saying?
I know the first word I think is wind,
Yes, wind. Okay.
but I don't remember what the verb is. Sorry.
I'll put-
Gidlax. That
Listening to the wind.
Yes. We'll hit okay, so you are going to hear wind. Bohera to hear. Okay, so you got your verb stem to hear, or and then ahan right here is going to, and then you, and then are, and then here's wind. All right, I hope you can see my notes. But totally Pohan Itzkis, you are going to hear wind. What? I did, but I had one of the other.
Okay, all right, I'm going out there.
Woo! It's like having your supervisor like, no. I had asked her to come in here and help me with some of the sentences, but class started before she got back. So I had one of the other Mvhayvs help me with it. So does that make sense? You can see every part of it because this is wind right here. Like bullhida, that's the verb stem. And going to, it's is you and es is I. I know it looks like a bunch of scribbles, but good job, you guys. Let's try another one. That's why I went all over how to conjugate and some of our infinitive verbs and some of our vocabulary is because I know sometimes you're like, I know that word, it looks familiar, and it's like you go blank. Okay, so we did second person. Let's see what else we can use. All right. Okay. This is kind of funny. She was laughing at me on this one. Nita. Yeah. Does anybody, first of all, let me ask. First, second, or third person? You can hold up fingers. All right, second person. All right, good job. And this is how we know it's second person. So it's equals you. Second person. All right, good job. Does anybody remember what Nifka is?
Hiduri is ice, but I don't remember Nitka. Is it ice cream?
Is it you eating hell?
Hell, exactly. That's why she was laughing at me, because this is you are going to eat hail. All right, so Hiduri Nitka equals hail. You were close. You did get the, the ice, but it's hail. And then you're eating. Okay, right here, you is covered by this. Home is eat. Ahan is going to. Is are. All right, you are going to eat hail. And she was laughing at me because you're going to eat hail. And I was like, I used to eat hail. I wouldn't do it now, but when I was a child, I remember my older cousin, hey, you're gonna eat hail. And we'd be sitting there chomping on it. But now with so much in the air and everything, I wouldn't eat it. But when you're kids, you're really adventurous or just goofy. Football Muskogee. Yeah, Mickey. All right.
My mom used to make something called snow cream from the snow
Right.
when we lived up north.
Right.
And it had sugar and vanilla in it. It was really good.
I
A long time ago.
I remember that because we were in this dates me. We were in childcare and they would go out and get a whole bunch of snow and we would all have our little baggies to start making ice cream and then we even made butter by milk. Was it buttermilk? And we would shake it up. That was just a cool way for us to learn and do things. All right, let's see. All right, I know we're getting ready to run out of time here. Let's see. But this is that's why I covered everything because I wanted you guys to actually sit there and be challenged by, I know this. And- All right, can somebody tell me what person this is, first, second, or third person? And. I got. Right? Yes, one, good job. And this is how we know it's first person. Because I. Well,
First. Can you
I'm
see
sorry.
my finger? It's froze.
Okay, I can only see
Oh, there
four,
it is. Yeah.
four people all at a time, and I see Amy, Roger, and I'm not sure who that is. Sharon, okay, but I can see some
There it
of
is.
you guys. So Ussie, hey Johannes. Does anybody know what?
Oh no.
Does anybody know what the sentence is? And who knows what Ussie is?
Is it tea?
T.
T, good job. T. All right. And this is our infinitive verb to make. Okay, so I am going to make tea. So you see right here, like I said, tea. And then this is make. This part right here is going to. And this is I am. He make going to I am. And in English, I am going to make tea. All right, so now you can see what we've learned, and it's actually coming in handy. Now you know what each part of Johannes means. And then you just add Ussie, which is tea. So I like the fact that we know what we're talking about. We can make a sentence, simple sentence. One more for those of you who have to go back to work or have to leave, you know, Mado for coming, but I'm gonna do one more.
Okay. Yeah, you too. You had an early class?
I did a little yoga, yes. I feel centered. You should try it sometime.
I think I already did this one. Oh, no, I didn't.
Time to talk about what to do about our friends, the fugitives.
Oh,
Yeah, you did that first.
Did I?
Oh, no,
no, this,
the last time.
okay. Did I do that one already? Okay. Let's clear that one. All right, here's one. Okay, what person is this? First, second, or third? Third.
Third.
In third. And that's because there's no person marker here. That's where I would put my placeholder. So that's third person. So does anybody know what the sentence is saying?
You want water?
So what I wrote is he, and you can put she, he, it, or they. He is going to drink
Water.
Good job, guys. Good job. And you can also put Oa.
Oa.
Either or. You could be he. All right. Good job, guys. Good job. Looks like we've surpassed our time. Just want to make sure that everybody that was good. That was really good. Everybody got it. We what is Johannes? It's Johannes. Oh, what? He is going to drink water. She is going to drink water. It is going to drink water. They are going to drink water. And that's everything we've learned in module 4. You guys got the sentences down. So maybe, you know, next time we will throw module 1, 2, and 3. I know that requires remembering, and for those of you guys who were not there, we'll give you little hints here and there. But that's awesome. You guys did awesome. All right. If anybody does anybody have any questions? Okay, so everything is on the Google Drive here that you can go over and let me see if I can copy chat. I'll put it in chat. There you go. All right. All right. If there's no questions, I will see you guys. I will see some of you guys Friday. And if not, I will see you Monday. But just keep practicing. I know I'm practicing as well. But
Monday.
Be safe.